Hello, my friend. In 1492, explorer Christopher Columbus brought just 8 pigs across the Atlantic on his ship, intending them as a simple food source for the burgeoning settlements in the Americas. Little did he imagine that over 500 years later, the descendants of those pigs, along with others introduced later, would explode into a feral population, causing upwards of $2.5 billion in damages each year to American agriculture and delicate ecosystems. From the vast farmlands of Texas to the dense forests of Florida, these incredibly adaptable and destructive animals now roam, tearing up crops, eroding soil, and aggressively competing with native wildlife. It's a crisis born from a seemingly small historical footnote. So, what exactly are Americans doing to combat this relentless, four-legged threat? Let's delve into the ongoing battle against the feral hog. You might wonder how those original 8 pigs, plus later introductions, ballooned into the millions we see today. While Columbus initiated the introduction, many subsequent explorers and settlers also brought swine. A significant surge occurred around 1890, when large numbers of wild boars were imported from Europe and Russia, not primarily for food, but to satisfy the thrill-seeking desires of adventurous hunters. However, containment proved difficult. Some boars inevitably escaped their enclosures, finding the American wilderness quite hospitable. They survived, bred prolifically, and gradually became the feral wild hogs we know today. Over the centuries, their population grew exponentially, far beyond human control. As of 2023, estimates suggest more than 6 million wild boars have spread across at least 39 states. Texas stands as the undeniable epicenter of this invasion crisis, hosting around 2 million hogs alone. These feral animals have become a true nightmare for farmers, ranchers, and conservationists, earning them a notorious spot among the 100 most dangerous invasive species on the planet. Their destructive impact is multifaceted and severe. For farmers, the primary issue is crop devastation. Feral hogs are notorious for their rooting behavior. Using their powerful snouts and sharp tusks, they plow through the soil in search of roots, grubs, and tubers, leaving behind deep furrows as if a rototiller had just passed through. The consequences are devastating. Severed plant roots, uprooted grasses, and completely overturned crops. In a stark example from June 2022, just 6 large boars tore up about half an acre of land on a Texas farm in a single night, destroying over 2,000 pounds of produce. But their destructive path doesn't stop at crops. They damage golf courses, sports fields, and even lawns. Furthermore, wild hogs pose a direct threat to both animals and humans. Unlike most wild animals, they are known to charge and bite even when not cornered. Since 1890, the U.S. has recorded over 100 attacks on humans, some resulting in serious injury. They also directly compete with native wildlife, consuming the same acorns, nuts, and vegetation needed by deer, turkeys, and other forest mammals, leading to significant food shortages for indigenous species. Worse still, being omnivores, they prey on everything from the eggs and chicks of ground-nesting birds to the young of small mammals, Even endangered species, like the gopher tortoise, haven't escaped their voracious appetites. Perhaps most alarmingly, wild boars are mobile reservoirs of dangerous diseases. They are known carriers of 30 to 34 different types of pathogens and 37 species of parasites, including diseases like brucellosis and leptospirosis, which can threaten wildlife, domestic livestock, and even humans. A major concern for the agricultural industry is the potential for feral hogs to contract and spread African swine fever, a devastating disease that could cripple the U.S. pork industry. Recognizing the immense threat posed by these animals, agencies like the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, and various state-level wildlife organizations have mounted significant efforts to control their populations. The federal government allocates around $30.5 million annually to address the issue, funding research, management programs, and removal efforts. It's a prolonged, costly battle with no easy end in sight. Hunting and trapping remain the most commonly deployed control methods. Many states, especially those heavily impacted like Texas, allow year-round hunting of wild boars with no bag limits, actively encouraging landowners and hunters to remove as many as possible. Hunting provides recreation for some, but trapping often proves more effective for removing entire groups, known as sounders. Trapping, however, requires considerable technical skill and patience. Standard traps usually consist of sturdy metal cages or corral systems equipped with spring-loaded or remotely triggered gates. Luring the intelligent and wary boars into the trap is an art in itself, often involving pre-baiting an area for days or weeks with attractants like corn, sometimes fermented, sugary solutions, or molasses to gain their trust before the trap is even set. Trapping is typically done at night, utilizing the boar's poor night vision and increased activity levels to make them less cautious. The ecological and agricultural devastation caused by Australia's rabbit plague has been immense. They strip bark from trees, consume young native plants, and their extensive burrowing causes severe soil erosion, destroying entire farms and grasslands. Livestock often become trapped in collapsed warrens, leading to serious losses. Wild rabbits are responsible for an estimated $200 million in agricultural damage each year in Australia. Worse still, they compete aggressively for space and food, putting immense pressure on nearly 300 species of native Australian plants and animals. Australia has fought back against the rabbit scourge with a variety of methods over the past century. Destroying rabbit warrens proved effective locally as it disrupted their breeding cycles. In the 1950s, the government turned to biological warfare, releasing the myxoma virus, which initially caused a massive population crash. Later, the rabbit hemorrhagic disease virus, RHDV, was introduced, which also significantly reduced numbers, particularly in arid regions. However, over time, wild rabbits have developed genetic resistance to both viruses, diminishing their long-term effectiveness. Toxic chemicals, such as carbon monoxide and phosphine gas, have also been used, pumped directly into warrens to kill rabbits inside. Despite all these efforts, the war against the feral rabbit in Australia is far from over. Scientists today continue the search for new, more effective pathogens to control the spread of this incredibly resilient invasive species, from a handful of wild boars carried on ships to the Americas centuries ago, to a few dozen rabbits released for sport in Australia. These stories serve as powerful, cautionary tales. They vividly illustrate how the actions of a single person or a small group, often with unforeseen consequences, can leave lasting, devastating impacts on entire ecosystems, triggering costly and complex battles that span generations. What are your thoughts on managing these invasive species? Share your ideas in the comments below. To stay updated on the challenges and innovations in global agriculture, be sure to subscribe to the Agri360X channel. We publish new, insightful videos every day at 7 p.m. sharp. Don't miss out.